Hello and welcome to the Geek Remix podcast, episode 14, question mark?
Yeah, it is episode 14. When I saw 14, I was like, oh no, it's bad luck. But it's not.
Why is
It's
it bad
fine.
luck to have number 14?
I don't know, because I just saw 4. It just seemed like. Do you ever give. When I was little, I used to give the numbers personalities. I don't know
Oh,
why. I still think that.
is
You know?
that because of Sesame Street,
I
where the
don't think so.
numbers actually do have personalities?
I never really watched Sesame Street, but now I realize that my number personalities were like super sexist. Because
How,
number one,
wait, in what way?
sexist against women,
Oh no, Mari.
but not like okay. So number one was a guy, and
Uh-huh.
he's just kind of like like all right, yeah, like just he's a good guy. Number two is like with number one, like they're together, but she's a total bitch.
Yeah.
Number three, he's an all right guy. Number four, nice lady. 3 and 4, they're together. She's
Okay.
nice. She's got nice boobs. So I don't know. So number two, it's got that two hook. So I feel like it's mean. It's hook.
Yeah.
Number four
Okay.
seems like a nice person. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
it's rounded. It's a round
Nice.
number.
It's number 4 is a nice lady. She's with 3. They got a nice healthy relationship. 5 is a
Okay.
dude, and he's kind of like lazy. And number 6 is kind of a bitch too, but I don't know why. And
Like
then
all the
7
women are
and 8
bitches?
are together. 7, you know, he's really lazy, kind of hangs around. 8's a hard worker. She like goes to work for like 8 to 10 hours a day and supports number 7. And then 9 is a woman and 10 is a man. 9 is like a more mature woman. She's like in her late 30s. She's discovered herself. She's
More
independent. And 10 is like around the same age as her. They got their life together, but they've decided not to have children. That's what I think the numbers are.
Gotcha. I don't know what to say to that. When did you come, well, if you came up with these when you were a kid, I could totally see, I mean, that makes sense. It would be different if you were like, "Hey, Stacy, I have just now decided to give the numbers personalities."
Yeah.
And they will always be seen as such.
Hi, Progly Sloth. This is a live podcast this time, so we're seeing how it can go. Ad-libbing
How
a
are you
little. So
how are
sorry
you
to the people who
interacting
are
with
seeing this
everybody?
later.
How are you interacting with everybody, Mari?
I'm reading the Twitch chat.
Got it. Okay. Um,
Um, and I have the actual Twitch paused. This
got it.
week, this is not going well, is it? I don't know. We gotta keep going.
Okay. So, do you have anything in gaming news?
Yes, I have a few things in gaming news. Number one, the Flappy Bird controversy. So, this guy in
Oh my God, this has
I don't
been
want to
such a
accidentally say
mess.
the wrong country. I forgot what it was, but it's like
A country.
it's in one of those semi-tropical countries that are like I don't
Like the
want to
Pacific Island countries.
yeah, ish. I don't want to say Philippines, but I'm just getting that in my head. Please don't yell at me. I just don't remember. He's from there. He developed a few tiny little games, and he wanted to create Angry Birds. I mean, not Angry Birds, Flappy Bird, because he wanted to have a game based on ads, and then suddenly it got super popular, and people got pissed because the game is like so simple, and he was like, yeah, I'm making about $50,000 a day in ads, but he wasn't like bragging or anything. He's just like someone gave him an interview and they asked him and he told them.
Mm-hmm.
And people are like, you're copying off of like those warp pipes from Mario, and it's copying off of Angry Bird, blah blah blah. And like all he did was like make a fun little game and put it on iTunes, and suddenly
He's from Vietnam.
oh, from Vietnam. Sorry,
I
I knew it was
think
hot.
that's what I see from his Twitter.
Yeah, Super Vent says he's from Vietnam, Vietnamese. He's from Dong Nguyen Nguyen.
No, that's his name.
Oh, he is Dong Nguyen. Oh
You
man.
do.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know how to pronounce the last name. I'm really sorry.
Um.
I have it in front of me, but
So anyway, he started
before
getting
we butcher that anymore, let's move on.
he was getting hundreds and hundreds of death threats a day
Like
on
death threats,
Twitter,
like what the? I know.
and on in his emails and everything. And so then he just took it down from the store and he was like, I can't deal with this. I'm done. And then everyone who was like responding to this was like, "Ah, if I was getting $50 a day, I could deal with whatever. I would just not check my email or my Twitter. Blah, blah. And I'm like, first of all, I don't think you could, because most people have not dealt with that, so they don't know how they would act. And
No,
second,
not at all.
the proof in how bad it was that he was giving up $50,000 a day because it was so bad. Like,
Yeah.
like the fault isn't on him for not having thick enough skin, because you know how some people are like, oh, you just gotta toughen up. I'm like, maybe the fault is on like everybody. Like, he didn't even do anything wrong. It's not like he walked onto like a big stage and said like racial slurs, women are bitches, and then dropped the mic and like swung his dick around. He like made a game and put it on the iTunes store. You know what I mean?
I don't understand what everybody's problem was with this. Like, because it exploded so quickly. And, I mean, like, put it this way. This was big enough news that there was an article about it on LinkedIn.
It was everywhere because he made so much money, and like, you know, that's a lot of money for like just some guy who's 29
there
years
was an
old.
article about how he took it down because people were threatening him and just generally being dicks.
I know, and then it just pisses me off that the people who are reading this now are being like, I don't understand why he was so upset. And I'm like, for real?
I get upset if one person says something like that to me. Can you imagine hearing it from so many people?
Pierogi Slash says Total Biscuit recently talked about Flappy Bird and basically that he relates to that and how horrible people can be and that it's hard to look away and it affects you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, on the same side that, never mind.
And because he like he was out there like as a creator, like people knew who he was. So the thing is like if you start receiving threats like that, like people are the internet is dark and vicious. Like people are gonna find you wherever you go.
And like, how does he know that they're not serious? That is the main thing. Like, I know that people are like, oh, it's just, you know, like they don't mean him. Like, there are crazy people out there.
Crazy, yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't know.
Like, you really want to bet your life on it that none of those people are serious?
Like, sometimes people try to, like, you know, act a little bullyish, and I kind of put my foot down and, like, you're not going to control me. Like, you're not going to control me with your fear tactics, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get a little pissed off, but sometimes, like, I get messages where I'm like, well, I better trace your IP just to make sure you're 12. You know? And most people who give those types of threats, like, they really are 12, or like some kid or some 27-year-old who like has nothing going on with them. Yeah. Most of the time they're just losers, but you never know. Like that one, I mean, there's always some crazy person.
Killer Rhubarb actually sent me a really good article. I forget who wrote it, but it was basically a fellow internet creator content creator who was talking about how like the situation was just kind of really extreme, but you know, like people who sit there and say like that you have to toughen up about it and that it comes with the territory, or like the internet's always going to be dark, like things like that. It's like most likely the people who are saying these types of things have some like they're kids, and so they haven't matured enough to realize that like if you wouldn't say it to somebody in real life, why would you say it on the internet? I don't know.
Superven says that he could have been getting death threats from his own neighbors. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not like
you have no idea.
And he seemed like he was already a shy person. Like in his original interview, he didn't really want to have his photo taken even before all that stuff happened. Mm-hmm. Like he could have been like a shy person who doesn't know how to deal with that because he never really wanted the attention anyway. I think he just liked making games.
No shit. I think that most people who get in like professions, like the fame dream, that's present for some people, but a lot of people just do it because they genuinely want to create the thing that they're creating. Like, not every musician dreams of being a rock star. Not every writer dreams of being like a J.K. Rowling. Mm-hmm. Some people just genuinely want to create their content and put it out there.
And I'm like, you know how Stacey and I are like super protective over our faces because like I don't want some, like I've seen people triangulate the freckles on female personality YouTubers to try and match it up with boobs that they've seen on the internet. Like, seriously. Exactly. Like, it's so strange because the very first instinct for some people, not all people, I understand, not all people, is to just sexually humiliate, like, who they see. Like, she's attractive. I want to see her boobs. I need to find it. And people act as if that's like...
I just have to look.
Like, as if that's normal. That's like an okay thing. And they're like, here, I did you guys a favor, found her tits. And I'm like, did you just, triangulate her freckles on her body? Like, I don't want to name names. Because then people are going to be like, oh, we're her boobs. But there is a female YouTuber I kind of watch who's kind of like nerd or whatever. I mean, like, most of her camera shots are down her shirt, but like, for some reason, I'm like, that's totally fine with me because, I don't know, you got big boobs. Good for you, And then somebody had found this picture of a body. I don't know whose body it was. And they like had tracked her freckles from her videos to this body being like, it's her. These are her tits. And I was like, why? Why? Why do you need to do that? Like, she's already shown enough in the vid. You don't need more. There's plenty of ladies out there who will do that willingly. It's I know,
right? It's just like, God, go look at some porn or something.
Yeah, those ladies.
There's plenty of it out there.
The ladies in porn they would love to give you that. They love that. Well, I don't know. But, there's a lot of people out there who love their jobs. Just saying. Why don't you appreciate them?
No, because it has to do with humiliation. It's like, here's this person and I'm going to take advantage of them. Yeah. They're putting themselves out there and I'm going to make them feel vulnerable for doing that.
It's the same thing with the guy who was successful. He was successful in a game. He got lucky. He got the jackpot. Other people were pissed and they were like, I need to bring him down to my level, my misery. He's happy. I need him to be miserable like me. That's pretty much what happened.
Yep.
So sad.
I mean, I feel like I'm thankful that we haven't really had to put up with a whole lot of that.
Yeah.
Not on the Flappy Bird level, I'm sorry.
No. I was thinking.
Yeah, I mean...
I was just... And then these people, I'm just like, you would not be fine. You would not be fine, even if you were getting $50,000 a day. It's just like
just look at what happens with movie stars when everybody, on
Britney
any
Spears.
She
lost her mind.
Yeah, on
Poor
any type of
lady.
celebrity where people, or like famous person where people like all gang up on them and say that they hate them. I struggle to think of a person who has dealt with that in a graceful manner, who has said like, you know what, fuck you guys, like you're paying, I'm getting money, so everything's cool. Even if they say that outwardly, it takes a toll on somebody to know that people are hating, majority of people are hating on them.
You know what I really hate? Is when people hate on Britney Spears, and I'm like, it's not her job to be like your thing, your object. just because, like, remember when she, like, kind of couldn't dance at the VMAs and, like, she was going through some shit? And then, like,
Yeah.
some people were, like, literally mad at her for
She was
not
having
being
mental
hot.
she was having like mental health issues, and
Like,
like people were psychotic about it.
like, she was, like, she said some shit that I was, like, not, never mind. Somebody else was, like, pissed at her that she wasn't being awesome, and she was like, why didn't she just do some coke and blah blah blah? And I was like, she's bipolar, she can't do coke, like, why would you want that? And she's like,
Why
it's
would you
her
want
job to
anybody
look
to do
good,
that ever?
like, it's her job to look good, like, try to make me like the asshole. I'm like, no, you're the asshole. Like, you could just not watch her instead of getting pissed at her for not destroying herself to please you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like people like it's with any like content or like artist, their job is to put things out there, and it's the consumer's decision whether to buy it or take it in some way. So they're like, why would you get pissed at it's like when you watch a movie and it's not good and people like go on tirades about how awful it is. It's like, if you don't like it, don't watch it. Like, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, unless it's something that's horribly offensive to your values or your morals, then who gives a crap?
Sorry if you're trying to talk in when I'm talking, I can't hear you because of the feedback loop in my ears. So you have to like be like, Mari, shut the fuck up. So then I can hear
Mari,
you.
shut up.
Yeah, but like really loud because I can't hear you with the feedback loop unless I stop talking.
Okay.
Okay. Next subject. For me,
well,
I got it. Or you?
No, go ahead.
I don't know if you guys saw that rock paper shotgun article of you know how rock paper shotgun can be like really like to the point. I love it. I love it because you know how like IGN and GameSpot, they're like, oh, and so tell us how awesome you are. And rock paper shotgun will be like, so you fucked up real bad. Tell us about it. Like, you know. So they did an interview with one of the guys from EA, and they're like, hey, blah blah blah, like, answer our questions. And so this guy is like, these are the worst answers. They're like not answers. So one of the answers were one of the questions was, sure, Battlefield 4 is fundamentally a good game, but you can't just write off months of glitches and server issues. Some people straight up could not play for the first couple weeks. And he says some things and he goes, I'm not willing to accept, and I don't think most of my customers are willing to say, it's a bad product, I wish I didn't buy it. This game literally still doesn't work for most people. It still doesn't work. And he just says all this just embarrassing stuff. Like, I'm not sure I accept your premise. Battlefield 4 has been exceedingly successful both on console and PC from a sales perspective, from a gameplay perspective. And it's like, yeah, it sold well because of the name, but the product you released, everybody who got it didn't work. Like, it was broken. It straight up would crash all the time. Just latency was bad. I just watched a video about how like the server latency is so much lower than other games like Call of Duty or Counter-Strike, and it's like you can be from one frame to the next and be dead, and that's at 60 frames a second, and you can be in cover and still being shot because of the server latency. It's like, come on. And like if you do big events in the server, it'll crash the whole server. You'll lose entire progress for your characters or whatever every 5 minutes. It's insane. It doesn't work. Hello?
Got it. No, I'm still here. Sorry. So this is kind of interesting. I don't know if you knew about this already, but Facebook has opened up LGBTQ friendly gender identity and pronoun options.
Oh, nice.
So now you can choose from more than 50 options, including like cisgender, transgender, intersex, and you also get to choose your pronouns. So if you don't want to be like on, like, say, like right on Joey's wall for his birthday, it would say like right on his wall, like right on Joey's wall for their birthday.
Oh.
So yeah, so you don't have to define yourself on the gender binary anymore.
That's nice. That's considerate.
And they worked with LGBT activist groups to compile the new list of gender identity options.
Do they still have like other?
I am not like, I don't know what all the options are, but you can, instead of just choosing from like male and female, it has like you can put custom. And so under custom, then you can choose up to 10 different gender definitions from a list of 50 options.
Oh.
So if you are trans, and I don't know what all the options are, but you could choose like a whole bunch of them.
That's cool. That's nice.
Yeah.
That also brings like awareness to just everyone. You know?
Yeah.
Like that's like an option for people. Like, you know, people who've like never heard of like gender identity and stuff. They'll be like,
oh my gosh.
You know what I mean?
I went to school at a pretty liberal college, so there was like there was definitely a pretty active LGBTQ community.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So we had gender neutral bathrooms.
I think in some places they've added it was like LGBTQ and then it was like intersex.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be like quilt or something, like intersex and something else. I don't know. Quilts or if somebody in the chat knows, please let us know so we don't look like assholes. Sorry. Like I'm like I keep fucking up all day. I'm like, yeah, he's Polynesian, I'm like, oh god. Like live Twitch podcast, great, awesome. In more gaming news, apparently this is news, in MLB The Show, there will be over 1,000 unique crowd models. And, like, I was reading the comments to this, and I was like, people are like, wow, that's amazing. It would be so cool to have 1,000 different crowd models in the stands. And, like, I don't understand why they always made the backgrounds, just, low render shit. And I'm like, it's a crowd. It's like, who cares? It's off in the distance. Why do you need that? Why? No, there's no reason. And it's like, everyone's losing their minds over it. It seems like the least important thing to have in your game. Like, wouldn't you, like, these days with all the sports games coming out every year being buggy and broken and like just not good, you would think they'd be like, this year our game works, like online play, super on it, or oh, the players I don't know what's good in a sports game, but I don't care. I mean, from a tech perspective,
so wait, they have crowd what?
Okay, so you know how in the stands there's a crowd, and when you play video games that take sports, and they have a crowd around the arena or whatever?
Yeah.
So this is a baseball stadium, and in the stadium there's a crowd, and in that crowd they're gonna have 1,000 different individual models.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, from a tech perspective, that's impressive, but I don't care.
I mean, from a sports game perspective, I think it's just trying to get additional engagement with the fans. I mean, what other major game like that lets you put? Are they talking about it being actual people that are those models, or are these just like a random people, just 1,000 different ones?
What I think it's gonna be is gonna be like 10 different shirts times 10 different hats times 10 different faces, and so that makes 1,000. You know what I mean?
Got it.
It's gonna be like switched up.
I was thinking it'd be really cool if they gave like 1,000 fans the chance to like have their own model rendered in the crowd in the game.
See, you're like so beyond. You're so like every time we talk about something.
Can you imagine how many people would like interact with the can you imagine if they like open that into a contest? They'd be like, submit your pictures for your chance to be in the game. Blah blah blah.
Stacy's always like on it. Like every time I'm like, yeah, but and then you just shoot the guy, and you're like, and Stacey would be like, what if it was in space and there were unicorns and the robots came? Like what? And then you sit there like, that's such a good idea, and then someone hears it and they patent it and they make $1 million. Like,
good, because they should do that. They should have done that a while ago. It'd be so neat.
Like Stacey comes up with the best ideas.
Like the virtual reality idea?
Yes. It's like
you were like, Stacey, they already do that, and I was like, no, I'm pretty sure they don't.
Stacey was like, no, Mari, I'm on a whole new level. Get with it.
Because if they had already made that, I would have found out about it and I would have gone, because that sounds so cool. I'm just the ideas person. I don't actually know how to like make any of the ideas happen. One of these days I'm gonna be like one of those people that just like makes a lot, like patents their ideas.
Yeah.
Like, here, if if you want to make it, you can have the idea. Just pay me this much money for the idea. That's what I'll do. I'm gonna quit my job doing that. Yep. That's it.
Okay, Stacey, now your turn for news.
Oh, well, I mean, I just gave you the Facebook thing. I don't know if I have any other specific news that's going on. Aside from the fact that the Americans have, I don't want to say the Americans are sucking it up in the Olympics, but there's just been a couple disappointments. It's been kind of difficult to watch I don't know if anybody else is watching the Olympics. I find them to be pretty magical because, I mean, I was an athlete like through high school and college, and so that was like, I always dreamed of being an Olympian. And you know how like when they profile like sports people and they're like, yeah, my dream was always to do fill in the blank with whatever thing they're doing. Mm-hmm. It's like, you know what? 1 million other people had that dream too, and we didn't get to do it. All right. For 1 million other people,
check your like awesome privilege.
For 1 million other people, it was a completely unrealistic dream for whatever reason. Like, I remember, I used to look up to like this one female Olympian, and I was like, oh man, like, if only I could be as good as her. And like, I was like so far from it, it wasn't even funny. Aww. And I think it just ended up making me feel shittier about myself, because I was like, wow, I'm like nowhere even close to that. Okay.
I went to the Junior Olympics a few times.
Yeah. And like,
that's getting close, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I went to Junior Olympics, gotten like 16th place for softball. That's pretty good. I don't know. I mean, exactly. You have to win like 3 tournaments to get into it, and then...
Exactly. Junior Olympics are a big deal. We had like a subsidiary Junior Olympics where I was from, but the more I look back on it, the more I'm like, I don't think that was like an actual Junior Olympics.
Oh, because I went to the ASA Nationals for softball, which is like...
That's the actual deal.
That was the actual Junior Olympics. Yeah. And I think if you won that, you got to go to like the global one.
Yeah.
But then by that time, you're probably like sick of, like that episode of South Park. You're sick of baseball. You're sick of playing. You just want to go home. Of it. And they're both trying to lose so they can go home. Um,
Oh, but there's a whole Tumblr account that has little Vine videos of figure skating pairs dancing to 90s music. So it's like these little 6-second clips of like videos that basically to music that you would never see in a figure skating competition. Like um Dave Matthews Band
what?
or Bare Naked. Yeah, like just random shit, but it's like random shit like that. Or like, do you remember LFO?
Yeah.
I
Wait.
like girls that wear
Oh my God,
Abercrombie
these
and
are what
Fitch.
they chose? They
What?
chose these songs?
Yeah, no. This is like somebody just took the videos and set them to that music. They didn't actually choose that. That would be fucking awesome.
Um, this
Huh.
week I have been playing Outlast on the PlayStation 4, which is free for PlayStation Plus users. And so far it's really, really scary. It's one of those games where you can't fight the monster. You have to run from it and hide. There's just no way to defeat them. They're too strong. It's just too strong. And they're all like, it takes place in an insane asylum, but it's like,
There, I sent it to you.
it's so sad, but like at the same time you're scared, so you just kind of like, oh, that's so sad, run, like, so scared. And it's just like as soon as you walk up, they're like, yeah, you're a reporter reporting on this, you're gonna uncover the case, and then look up in a window and some dude's staring at me, and then he closes the door, and I'm like, well, get back in the car now, let's leave, end of the game, the end. But then I decided to stream it, so now everyone makes me feel bad until I play it. And so I was like, reading around on some forums, and you know how like I think dudes are afraid of penises. Like I think that the developer, cause like some of the guys are just straight naked in the game, but they're like, everyone keeps being like, there's too many penises in this game, like so many penises, and I'm like, I've only seen 2 penises, and I had to turn on the night vision and zoom in on them to be able to actually see them, because I wanted to make sure that that's what I was seeing. Like, I've only seen 2.
Are people just freaking out that there was like a possibility?
No, I like these guys weren't threatening to sexually assault you. They just wanted to eat your liver and tongue. It had nothing to do with their penises. They were just naked.
Huh. Interesting.
They just wanted to kill you and eat your innards, which is a completely different issue from the penis. They were like, I was more afraid of the penis than the machetes. And I was like, no, dude. The machetes are what's going to kill you. They weren't interested in you in that way. Like, you know? Like, why are you... It's... Is that part of horror for men? You know?
Well, maybe it sounds like they're just they're focusing too much on the possibility of the penis.
Oh, right. But
you know?
like I noticed
like it's like they see 1 or 2 and then they're like, oh, there's so many, oh my god.
Yeah, like they're just like, what do they do in locker rooms? But like, you know, you remember the Watchmen and how Dr. Manhattan's dick was out the whole time? It's like every time I try to like read a discussion about the movie, like an actual discussion, it was just a bunch of dudes talking about his blue penis. And I was like, maybe you guys need to explore yourselves and maybe discover some things, because I feel as if maybe like most men are more interested in penises than they like to admit. I feel as if this is a normal.
Is that right?
I think they're like that's all they talk about. As soon as one's seen, they're like, I don't want to see it, but let's all talk about it for hours. I don't know. I just don't think it's that scary. There was 2. That's it. I don't know. Eric says, okay, so here's something interesting. Men like to build phallic imagery but hate looking at actual penises. but we like to look at actual vaginas, but don't like whatever the equivalent to phallic imagery is for vaginas.
Oh, what's
Good
that?
point. Good point.
Yonic, right?
Yonic, yeah. With the Asari ships. Hello?
Yeah, sorry,
Okay.
I'm here.
The Superfriend says he doesn't get the other. Nudity is meant to represent his disconnect from culture and his very inhumanity, but people don't see that. Oh, I haven't gotten to whoever you're talking about yet. I feel like I know who you're talking about, but I haven't gotten to that guy yet. Oh, another game I've been playing is Assassin's Creed 4, The Pirates. It's okay. I mean, at first I was like, yeah, pirates! And then, like, it's like, desynchronizing, blah, 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 blah. And suddenly, you're in an office building, and they're like, here, let me take you to your cubicle. And I'm like, what? I don't want to go to my cubicle. I want to go back to being a pirate. And so every time I get to something really cool in pirate time, I'm like, yeah, pirate, pirate, pirate. They're like, excuse me, you need to get out of your animus and go up to your boss's office and talk to him. Ha ha ha. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
So that way you could do some paperwork for trading and bartering.
I can't, because basically in Assassin's Creed, you go into your ancestors' memories through a machine. And so this time it's like not some cool story. It's like you literally have an office job. You go to your desk and you work at your desk. And then you go become a pirate. But it's like the disposition between the two, like, I don't care. I don't care about the office and its subplot. I want to get back into pirate time, but I have to finish this stupid thing where I hack into a computer like I'm in Deus Ex Human Revolution and hand it to some lady. I don't care. Like, I want to go back to being a pirate. And also, there's like some pirate that's like someone the kid, and I'm like, listen, I know you're a lady. I can tell. I don't see how no one else found out. Like, I know there's going to be that reveal soon. And that's not a spoiler. I mean, as soon as you see this guy, you're like, oh, so you're a lady dressed as a dude and you're trying to captain your own ship as a lady. I get it. I respect. Like, it's not a spoiler. Like, moment you see him. I don't know what her deal is yet, so I'm not gonna gender her. I'm pretty sure she's a lady who identifies as a lady but is just dressing as a dude to be a pirate because pirates are cool.
Yeah.
And the multiplayer is cool. You play hide and seek basically. That's the multiplayer. Anything else you got?
I don't think so.
Any questions from the chat? This will take about 45 seconds for them to hear this. I heard the ship fighting is more fun than the actual assassinating. The ship fighting is more fun than the actual assassinating. One thing I noticed when playing the game between this and like Halo that I was playing last week is I was like, that thing I was talking about with how animations take too long to do things. Like, I get it. There's an animation for standing up and walking and stuff. Like, there's an animation from going from walking to running. And it, like, I get it, but when your game is relying on precision and like multiplayer relies on precision, I can't. Like, the whole like half a second to start running, it's still fun, but it's frustrating, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
It's over, it's overdoing it.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say?
I don't think so.
All right, that was good. Good podcast.
Woo woo.
All right, bye.